Today we're going to rattle can the MR2 and get this thing ready for wrap, because if they quote you $20,000 to do a full paint job and you just primered your body kit, I'm going to show you how to wrap it instead. It's definitely worth getting some wrap and trying this yourself. I'm going to show you how to prep any primered vehicle so that it looks good once you wrap it. Make sure you go and check out the website, paradoxstyling.com. You can check out a whole bunch of colors and make your dream car look beautiful. It's only a couple $100, and with a little bit of skill that I'm going to show you, you can turn your dream car or any regular car that you have laying around into something beautiful by doing it yourself. Anyone can do it if you follow my guides. Look at this thing. She knows. Want a treat? You want a treat? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, cute, cute little deer. Oh, she's so cute. Look at that. It's our new baby deer. That's totally wild. Cute, uh-huh. Yeah. Look at her. Look at her. Cute. Okay, so I've already started a little bit on this side, and we'll continue on the other side. So let me show you what I've done so far. So here what I've done is I've sprayed the back of this in black. So it's just a regular paint and primer rattle can. It just makes it so that it's easier to wrap once you do this. Now you can clean all this up after the fact with just a little bit of light sanding. This is supposed to be a vent. So I'm choosing not to cut this thing out yet. I would want to put a mesh here if I don't want the rocks to fly through and hit my wrapped surface on this side. Back here, the same thing. I sprayed this. There's a little bit of a run in the paint. Then I'll just sand this out and I'll just respray it before I lay down the wrap. Back here, we're going to do all of this here, 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 behind the panels. So right over here, we're going to do all of that too. That way, when you look into the vehicle, you don't see the old color. If your car is already painted, you don't want to do any of this. This only applies for a primered car. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray right here, spray down there, right here by the license plate. There's a bash bar that I already sprayed black, so you really can't see it. It used to be gray, and we're going to spray this whole diffuser area. So let's get started. We're going to get this thing ready to go. Okay, we're just about done with setting this whole thing up. It looks like a hot mess, but this is gonna make wrapping a whole lot easier. Now, the wrap that I'm gonna put on here might be see-through. So if you're doing a light color wrap, let's say you're doing like a neon green or like a yellow or something like that. If you're doing a wrap where the backing is not black, you might be able to see all of these marks right through it. So that's why the whole panel needs to be one consistent color. It's okay if one panel is black and one panel is like, you know, green. If the whole panel is consistent in color and doesn't have these little blotches here, then you won't be able to see through it. But if you're doing a light color, which I think I'm going to be doing this one in, I want to sand all of this off to the edges so that you don't see it bleed through when you wrap it. That's why some of the parts is taped off and then some is not. The parts that are not taped off are just easier to sand, so I'm just saving myself some time. I wouldn't recommend rattle canning the whole thing black because you're gonna get runs since you're hand spraying it, and that's just gonna cause you more problems. Just spray the little areas that the wrap needs to get into where you have to work really hard to hide it. If you spray that black, then it's gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Down here, we got the whole diffuser thing sprayed in gloss black. I taped up all that down there because that area is kind of hard to sand, especially if you want a clean edge to where the diffuser meets the body. So anywhere where you want a clean edge, you don't want to have to sand it. You want to tape it off so you can get that crispy line. But this is about ready to go. I'm gonna start sanding this thing right now, and I'll show you what that looks like once I'm done. After a hard day's work of just sanding and taping and sanding, I've been out here all day, hopped in the shower, it is finally ready. So as you guys saw, basically what happened was, because I had a whole bunch of overspray, I have to sand this down. The only reason why I did that was because the next color is gonna be sick, but it's a little bit see-through. It being see-through, you don't wanna see any black blotches or anything like that. So the sanding had to be done, but now we have this nice kind of setup right here. So the reason why you want all of this covered up, it's a little dusty. I'm gonna hose it off in a second. You want all these gaps covered up in black right here and black right here, because when you're wrapping a car and you have to get into those spots, it's a little difficult. It can be done, but it's a little extra work, and when you set it up like this, since the car is not painted, it's just a lot easier. So I'm about to hose this thing down right now. Hold on, let me see. I'll look right here, right here, right here. So we did the whole, I did the whole inside of this black. So that's pretty dope. It's gonna look a lot better once it's fully wrapped, and these are gonna be a lot cleaner. I have to go back with like a little piece of sandpaper and then just get rid of some of that, the overspray there. But I poked a hole through here, because the water collects right here, and then the water collects right here as well. So let's hose this thing down. All right. So dirty. fan of the roof too because is it draining?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Slowly, but
slowly draining. That front one's draining faster than the back one. Maybe I need like a.
Oh, you don't have 3 holes in that.
Yeah, for real. I did the top too because this has some scratches that it came with it. So what I'm actually gonna go back and do is spray these white spots with black paint, just to have it blending with the, the blue. Because if I wrap the top, it doesn't need to be white. It just needs to be one color. So if I wrap the top in the same color as the car, these differences is gonna show through. So you just want the whole thing one color. The diffuser looking nice.
Damn, this thing's gonna look mean.
Sick, right? So there is a little white spot right here because that's where I had a paint run. And then I had a paint run right here and a paint run right here. So I'm gonna go back and like just touch those up with a little bit like that. I'll probably just get a Q-tip and just rub it on there. So that's the nice thing about this paint is that you really can't go wrong. You can just spray it, sand it, and spray it again. There we go. Okay, this should be looking good now. See all the little black accent spots. It's just gonna make it easier for you. Like right in here, it's really hard to wrap into this crevice, but you can wrap up to here no problem. It's just a matter of getting it into there is a little difficult. You might have to do like a little inlay piece, and by it being black, it's just easier. So I'm gonna see if this actually bleeds through. If it does, we'll clean it up with some hand sanding because the orbital just can't get in there. But I think that would do the trick. Some of the people leave this black. I don't think it looks that good. I'm actually gonna wrap this part. I just wanted to get the back side of this black. But since I was there, I might as well just spray the whole thing. I think it looks good. All right, so now, as soon as we dry this thing off, we'll be ready to wrap it. I just gotta order the color. So this thing is just about set. I just have to deal with the lights now, do the things in the back, and we're ready to roll. If you like this video series, make sure you leave a comment and let us know what color you think this will be. Man, she's gonna look awesome. Look, when I went over and I sanded it with the orbital, it actually got even smoother. So you can kind of see how, like, with the water.
Even when it's wet, it just looks like paint, gray paint.
I know, actually looking wet. So it's even smoother than what the Body Shop did. If you guys are asking what grit sandpaper I use, I put a 320 sand net. So not like it's not a regular sandpaper. It's literally like a net that it's like a Diablo sand. You get at Home Depot, but it's a 320 sand net. And I put it on the lowest setting so that it doesn't get too abrasive. I mean, some of the spots did come up because I did sand some of the primer off, but none of these are gonna show through. It's a light color kind of discoloration. I'm gonna test it on what you wanna do is test the wrap on like here first and see if you can see the difference. Then if you can, you wanna re-primer it. But if you can't see the difference, it's fine. I think this is gonna be fine, but that's looking super smooth. Dang, I should do body work. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think. This is gonna be looking super fly as soon as we get the wrap in, and we're gonna wrap it. But first, I think we have to glitter the Audi.